When you head into the hospital for treatment, you expect everything to be clean, sanitized, and safe for your arrival. You think the doctors will slice you open, fix your inside parts, and stitch you up good as new. But in some parts of the world, modern medicine isn't at all like this, and sometimes a trip to the doctors can involve treating you with animals, waste products, and even delicious alcohol. Let's find out how these freaky treatments work in our list of 7 strange medical procedures still used today. Number 7. The power of pee. Urine therapy has been practiced by humans all around the world for thousands of years and involves the application of your very own freshly squeezed human juice onto various parts of your body in the hope that it will somehow magically cure whatever is wrong with you. Personally, I'd wager that rubbing whiz on yourself means you're already a lost cause, but hey, whatever floats your pee-covered boat. Common practices within urine therapy include massaging pee into your skin, rubbing it into your gums, and even drinking a tall, frosty glass of the stuff first thing in the morning. Some people claim that this procedure can even cure the likes of heart disease, diabetes, asthma, and cancer. But if you think chugging down a quart of salty yellow fun juice is going to heal some of the toughest diseases known to man, you're in trouble, my friend. Number 6. Born again. There are several religious and spiritual movements which believe that trauma experienced during childbirth can seriously affect the human mind. Scientologists are one such group of wackos, and they require the mother to be silent during the birthing procedure for this very reason. But what can you do if your mom was all screechy and whiny like a big wuss when she squeezed your ungrateful butt out of her precious flower? Well, why not try being born again? You can give your own birth a second shot by engaging in the process of rebirthing. But don't worry, this doesn't involve actually climbing back inside a lady's meat cave. Rebirthing therapy involves trying to remember your own birth using breathing techniques and manipulation of your consciousness. Some proponents even go so far as to recreate the feeling of being forced from the womb by wrapping the subject tightly in blankets and pushing you through a simulated cervix as they make moaning noises. I guess the only thing that would make it even more realistic would be having a guy dressed as your dad holding a camcorder waiting at the other end. Number 5. The beer spa. If any of you own a hot tub and you fill it full of beer after listening to this next entry, I take no responsibility for the repair bills. That being said, beer spas do sound pretty damn awesome. In the Czech Republic, people with muscle problems can have their aches and pains treated with a relaxing bath in a tub full of hot beer. Apparently, the heat of the beer relaxes your muscles just like regular hot water does. But the vitamins and minerals in these special beer baths are apparently absorbed into the skin and have the added benefit of helping your complexion. Know what else gets absorbed into the skin? The alcohol. So yes, you would get absolutely wasted if you stayed in the tub too long. This is good because it means you don't have to resort to drinking the suds you and your friends have bathed in. You can just lie there and relax as you get wasted and healthy at the same time. Number 4. The eye teeth. Patients who have gone blind due to damaged eye tissue often have implants placed into their eye to help restore their vision. But unfortunately, the body often tries to reject foreign objects placed within delicate areas such as the eye, leading to the implant being removed. One fascinating example of how doctors MacGyver their way to medical geniusness is how they use a tooth to solve this problem. Instead of employing an artificial implant to hold a new lens in place, doctors instead remove one of the patient's teeth and place the lens within a hole drilled through it. The body won't reject the patient's own tissue, and eventually, once the eye has accepted its new friend, the tooth can be replaced with a more sustainable surrounding material. I guess it's because brushing a tooth inside your eye might be a tad painful. Number 3. Soups up. Traditional Chinese and Asian medicine is frequently criticized for its lack of scientific basis and the often cruel manner in which its ingredients are sourced. But one of the weirdest medicinal concoctions still offered in China today is a soup prescribed for virility. Everything from powdered rhino horn through to bear's paws have been eaten by horny Chinese guys trying to get their end away. But there's one kind of soup which involves a real dick move, literally. because in many parts of China today, you can buy a delicious broth made from the stewed penis of a tiger. Even though trading tiger parts has been banned for nearly 30 years, there is still a black market for illicit tiger dongs in China today. I wouldn't want to guess what tiger penis soup exactly tastes like, but if I had to, salty. Real salty. Number 2, just for the buzz. Most people would consider being stung by a bee to be something you need to treat rather than a treatment, but bee sting therapy is apparently a real medical practice with some proven benefits to the patient, besides being able to practice their cursing. Also known as apitherapy, it involves holding a bee in place near the patient's skin and waiting for it to get angry enough to let loose with the venom. This procedure is used to treat conditions such as multiple sclerosis, tendinitis, inflammation, and arthritis. And sometimes a patient must endure as many as 80 stings in one sitting. Gwyneth Paltrow is one of the apitherapy's most famous proponents, and personally I'd pay good money to see her stung by bees all day long, but not for her own good, just my own entertainment. Number 1, the Dirty Transplant. Clostridium difficile is a nasty strain of bacteria which can affect the human bowel and cause a range of problems including diarrhea, stomach cramps, and sickness. And for sufferers, there are 2 options. The first is to use antibiotics, but this has the nasty side effect of killing off all the good bacteria located in your bowels, kind of like when the US Air Force bombs the crap out of every random convoy only to find out they were Canadians. Killing off good bacteria is a really bad idea because this leaves you open to further infections of the bowel. So your second option when infected with Clostridium difficile is a transplant, but not a bowel transplant, nor an intestinal transplant, but a transplant of someone else's feces. But before you poo-poo this idea, let me explain how it works. If you introduce a literal buttload of feces from a healthy person's bowels, you also bring along a ton of their good bacteria. And this helps to fight off the Clostridium difficile without the downside of destroying your own bacterial defense force. It's a bit like partnering with Bashar al-Assad to take on ISIS. But you need this special kind of turd to fight the bad turd and avoid the whole thing breaking out into a vicious turdnado. The least fun part of this procedure is how you acquire someone else's poo. You can use a colonoscopy if you like, or you can choose the much worse option of a fecal enema, where the poo is poured like so much horrible gravy down into your bowels. But wait, there's a worse option. Some transplants take place by funneling a tube down your nose and into your guts, and a wonderful slurry of someone else's digested dinner is pumped into you like a scene from the Human Centipede 4. I don't know why you'd choose the last 2 options unless you're into that kind of thing, but it's good to know that even human poo has its uses in the medical community. And just think, from now on, every time you go to take a dump, you can call yourself a donor. Did you enjoy our list of the 7 strangest medical procedures still used today? Or do you now need to rinse yourself out with mouthwash after that last one? Let us make things even worse with this video on the 7 weirdest foods that humans eat today.